that you had fun and that you spent it with your friends or your family, and that you just started off the year right, because it's 2013, you guys, can't believe it. So in this video we're going to be doing my top 12 books of 2012, and at the end of this video there's also going to be a giveaway, so stay tuned for that, so you can check that out and enter and maybe win. And I'm going to take this off now before we start, because it's not cool anymore. Number 12 was Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This is a fairy tale retelling about a girl named Cinder who is like Cinderella kind of, except that she is a cyborg. She is part human, part robot, and she's living in a dystopian world where there's lots of poverty, and there's kings, and there are lunar people who are people from the moon, you guys. So cool. The thing I liked the most about this book was that it was just so much fun to read, and the characters were all likable. They were cute, they were funny, they were interesting. It was such an amazing book. So good, so fun, such a good book. Number 11 is Tingers by Paul Harding. This is about a father and a son, and the son is dying. He's very old, and he is hallucinating, and he's remembering his past, and he's remembering specifically his father and their relationship, and it's just basically a story about those two characters and their lives. And this book, the thing I liked the most about this book was that it was just basically hypnotic. Like the language in this book was so amazing. It was so well written. The prose was incredible. This book, the writing, some of the best this year. So good. Number 10 is The Drowning People by Richard Mason. This is a kind of murder mystery kind of book, except it's not really, because at the start of the book, the main character, the protagonist, who is a 70-year-old man, confesses that he has killed his wife. And as the book continues, you see the backstory, you see their past, you see the reasons why he did it, and it's just incredible. It's so riveting from the start. Like when you read that line that he's confessing to killing his wife, you're like, whoa! When I read it, I was just like, oh my gosh, I need to finish the book right now. Oh my gosh. The thing I liked most about this book was that the characters were so complex. The reasons for things that they did, the reasons that he killed his wife, the things that happened to them, and the way they reacted to that was so believable, so realistic, but also it had this kind of darkness, as you would expect, throughout the whole book, and the characters themselves, which I really liked. Number 9 is Girl with a Pearl Earring by Tracy Chevalier. This book I read earlier on this year, and it was the first Tracy Chevalier book I read, and since then I've read almost all of her books. She's awesome. She's a historical fiction writer, and this book is about a girl named Griet who moves in as a servant to the house of Vermeer, and Vermeer is an actual real life, well, he's dead now, I think, yes, I would assume. He is a famous painter, and this book is about the events surrounding the painting The Girl with the Pearl Earring. I just liked that. I like when there's this real solid thing that actually exists, and then there's all these events and reasons and stories around that, and I really enjoyed that. And the characters in this book and their relationships was really interesting as well. Number 8 is The Maze Runner by James Dashner. This book, you guys, oh my gosh, it was so much fun to read, so much suspense. I have never read a book with so much suspense in it. It was just awesome, and there was action, and I liked all the characters. It's about a boy named Thomas who wakes up with no memory except for his name in a lift, and then he goes out into this place where all these boys live in this maze type area, and they're surviving, and it's dystopia, and it's really cool. And I just really liked it. I liked the characters were very likable, and I really liked the suspense and the action of this book. Number 7 is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. The Hunger Games, guys, awesome book. I think I read the first 2 at the end of last year, I think, but I did read the last book, I think, at the beginning of this year, I think. I'm not sure, maybe. But my favorite book of the 3 is The Hunger Games. It is really cool, really awesome, really like the movie as well, and the thing I really liked about The Hunger Games was, I mean, there's nothing to not like. The story is so well crafted, the world building is really excellent. It's one of the best world building I have seen in dystopian books, and I really like the books. It's amazing, it's awesome. Number 6 is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This book, it did make me cry, okay? I'm just gonna say that straight away. It did make me cry, but I was so emotional through this book. It was so well written. It was just amazing. It's about a girl who is named Hazel, I think. Yes, yes. And she is diagnosed with terminal cancer, and she's basically prepared to die. But she meets this guy. There's romance. There's a relationship. There's love, and it's just about, you know, it's amazing. They all kind of have cancer in this book, but things aren't really focused on the cancer. It's focused on the relationships and on their life. The cancer is obviously a huge part of that, but I liked how all these other aspects were there, and it wasn't really, I mean, it was a cancer book, but it wasn't really a cancer book, if you know what I mean. And yeah, I really like the story and the characters themselves, and especially the end of the book, it got really gritty and really raw, and I really, really enjoyed that. It was really, really good, guys. Number 5 is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky, and this is about a boy named Charlie, and the book is written in letter format, so it's kind of like he's writing letters to you, and he's basically writing about his life and about things that are happening. I thought, when I went into this book, right, I thought it was about a boy who's lonely, and then he makes friends, and he fills his life with stuff and people and good things, you know? And his life was empty before. That's all I thought it was. This book deals with so many heavy issues, so many huge themes, you guys, but it does it in such a simple way. It's just, oh my gosh. I will say that I cried in this book. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, Dylan, you didn't cry for The Fault in Our Stars, but you cried for this. It's just because I didn't expect it at all. Like, you know, from what I thought it was to what it actually was. And then just the fact that it was so simply written, but it evoked so much emotion. It just, I couldn't help it, and it was just such a well-written book. So amazing. The story was incredible. The movie I watched, and it was amazing. You guys need to watch the movie if you haven't seen it. And yes, I just really, really enjoyed this book. Number 4 is Divergent by Veronica Roth. This is about a girl named Beatrice Pryor, and she has to choose a faction to live in. It's a Divergent. It's a dystopian book, and so their society is divided into these 5 factions, and they kind of embody the characteristic that they are. So one of them is called Dauntless, and that's the brave people. One of them is called Amity, and those are the peaceful people, I think, and so on and so on. And so she has to choose which faction she wants to live in for the rest of her life. And so she chooses one, and she has to go through the initiation to become a member of that group. I really, really liked the action in this book. This book was so much fun to read. I think it was like the most fun book to read because it just flew by. So much action, so many events. It was crazy and awesome, and I loved it. Number 3 is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This book, you guys, I've had this book for such a long time, and I haven't read it until recently, and I'm so angry at myself for doing that because it was amazing. Amazing. I don't know what, there's nothing wrong with this book. Nothing wrong. It's all amazing. It's about a character named Nick Harry who moves to New York, and he moves next to Jay Gatsby, who's the Great Gatsby, and, you know, he shows you this person's life and the parties and just all the events that surround this person. This book, right, just the words that were used evoked like the setting and the image. This whole book, when you start reading it, this is the thing I like the most about it. When you start reading it, you get consumed in this mood. You just feel there, and you feel it's not like reading any other book. Number 2 is The Host by Stephenie Meyer. It's about a character named Melanie Strider, and it's kind of in the future, somewhere where these alien kind of beings have come in and controlled the Earth. I don't think that explains it very well because they're not actually aliens. I mean, they are, but they invade people's minds. So there's not green people walking around. They invade people's minds and they kind of take control, and so like all the people on Earth have these aliens in them now. And this character named Melanie Strider has been, you know, fighting this and being away from and not allowing an alien to come into her mind until she's captured and Wanderer is put into her mind, but she refuses to fade away. And so it's just about, you know, they talk to each other, like in their head. It's amazing while they're talking to other people, and it's just incredible. They go on this big adventure, and it's awesome, and I really, really liked it. I liked so much. And the number 1 book for 2012 is A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. You guys, this book was so incredible, so amazing. I'm not gonna really explain what it's about because it's too much complex plot lines. Whoa, so many. What am I doing? I don't know. It's kind of like, it is a fantasy book, but it's also kind of a mystery book. It's incredible. The plot lines, the twists, the stories, it's amazing. It's written in different people's perspectives, so you get to see all these different stories. It's amazing. The thing I liked the most about this book was the characters. The characters were incredible, you guys. They surprised me so many times. I've never had characters that actually surprised me with their actions, and their actions are actually understandable and realistic, and just the way that they think, the things they do, the things that happen, and the way they react, it's just amazing. The characters are awesome. Everything about this book is amazing, you guys. It's just so incredible, and you need to read it if you've not read it. Oh my gosh. If you've not read it, you need to read it. So those were my top 12 books for 2012, and now let's get into the giveaway. So I will be giving away 2 books to 2 people, so if you win, you will get 1 book, and there will be 2 winners. And so, yeah, because I'm giving away 1 book because of this video, because this is my top 12 books of 2012. There were some excellent, amazing books this year, and so I decided to give away a book. And also, I reached 300 subscribers, kind of a long time ago though, but I did. And thank you so much to everyone who subscribed to me. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for subscribing to me. I really, really appreciate it so much, and so I decided to give away another book. So I'm giving away 2 books. So yes, to enter this giveaway, all you have to do is be subscribed to this channel, Books with Dylan, and you need to comment something in the comment section. Whatever you want to, can be anything, it's up to you. And also thumbs this video up, because that's always nice. Yeah, so that's basically all you have to do to enter the giveaway. The giveaway will be up for a week, and yeah, all the rules will be in the down bar. Oh, and the book will be up to the value of $20 from the book depository. So yes, that's it, I think. Also, I have some book resolutions that I wrote in a blog post on my blog, and that will be in the bottom bar below if you want to check that out. And because I didn't want to like include it in this video because it's too long. So yes, that's all that I have to say to you guys. I hope you guys are having an amazing start to this year, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye. So I hope you had an amazing New Year, and that you were safe, and that you spent it with your family, and that you just had lots